Hi everyone, my name is Sunshine and thank you so much for tuning into the Art Spectrum. So this channel dives into the beauty, and challenge of autism and how our family navigate through it together. Some days it's challenge and some days it's just fun and super exciting. So subscribe and like to our channel and continue to support us and watch our reels and our videos. So I decided to do this video to answer some questions regarding like my son Samuel and some early signs and before early signs, basically, to give you guys an insight and experience of our personal journey through it. I promise it won't be long. So before early signs of autism, for Samuel, I would say that, Samuel was a very happy and still is a happy child, basically. Just like any kind of child, he met all his milestones and did so well in fine motor skills, gross motor skills, and locomotor skills that I didn't even think about that. He had other needs that I need to focus on. It was until I think he was 12 months when I noticed that he regressed a lot in his language development and his behaviors. Um, you know, the regression was real, like his aggressiveness and everything was off the chart by the time he was 24 months. So, some early signs of autism that I noticed was that he had no functional language, meaning that, he was basically nonverbal. He was only singing nursery songs, labeling his alphabets, colors, shapes, numbers. He wasn't talking to us at all or try to converse with us or anything like that. He was very limited into like babbling, basically. He also had no functional play, no creative or imaginative play at all. He wasn't responding to his name. He was also seeking a lot of attention by doing random activities like pouring water on the floor, flushing twice in the toilet, all those stuff. One of the biggest takeaway of like early signs of autism, I noticed that he was eloping like crazy. When I said that, I'm for reals. Like every time you open the door, he was the first one out, or he was always trying to find ways to go outside and run out like through the gate. He wasn't stopping at all. I remember I was like pregnant with my third child, and at this time I didn't even notice that he had autism, has autism at all. Like basically, I thought that he was just being a naughty little kid, right? Being naughty, but basically, he was seeking for attention, and he was waiting for me to catch him. Besides that, we did starting to notice that he wasn't like every other neurotypical 3-year-old. So he went to preschool and he was always climbing on things. His teacher was like, she had enough of it and she didn't want him in preschool with him, in her class no more. She was always sending him home, and her instructional aide and them were like gaining up on us about it. And we're just like, okay, what can we do? And we were, talking to each other about it, me and my husband, and we are like, okay, let's get him into speech. So we got him into speech, that kind of relieved the school a bit because they're hoping that speech can help with his behavior once he starts communicating. But then his speech therapist was like, she was going crazy herself. She was just like, oh my gosh, your son is not, complying with the 101. He's not doing what we're asking him to do. It's not a fit for him. We might have to discontinue speech, but you have to do it. As a parent, you need to request for it. They can't just like discontinue it. So we're just like, so what do we do if this gets discontinued? And they're just like, maybe they suggested that we seek out ABA because of his behaviors. And they did use some ABA methods and it worked really well with him. So they were like, talk to our insurance and see if ABA would be the best fit. So we talked to our insurance, meaning that we talked to our doctor, right, our pediatric doctor for Samuel, and she suggested that we get him evaluated to see where is he at, basically, cognitively. So we're like, okay, cool. So we did that, and of course, it was during the pandemic, so they did a Zoom session and they observed him and everything. And I remember the 3 or 4 things that they have us do was first play with the baby doll. He has no interest in it, and he just wants to play with his ABC letters. And then they had me play peekaboo with him. No engagement, no nothing, no eye contact, or anything like that. And then they had me call his name to see if he'll respond and look me in the eyes and smile at me or something. Nothing. And then they told me to tell him to push the toy over to me, like the car. And he didn't do it. He just continued to play with his, like his ABC stuff. So after the evaluation, the observation and everything, they basically told us, okay, he's on the lower side of the spectrum, meaning that he's low functioning, and he's on the severe side. So his life would not be how we imagined for him, basically. He would not be, excelling as, how we planned it and everything, because the fact that, he's global delay, he has severe language development and all those stuff. So we're just like, oh my gosh, right? OMG. That is so crazy. So they suggest that we seek out ABA therapy. So during this time, it was the pandemic, right? So we were able to get a ABA vendor to get Samuel on right away, because like many of us, the pandemic was real scary, but then we needed Samuel to get services because we didn't know how to approach this with our child. We are really new to this whole, autism thing. So we're just like, okay, if the professional can help us, maybe we can help our child at home. And let me tell you, I feel like therapy is not for everyone. Of course, even I was kind of skeptical about therapy too, until I put my son to ABA, and it really helped him a lot. I would say, he started to build language. Okay, that was one thing. Speech didn't help him build language. Speech made his behavior even much more physical. But then ABA really helped him build language. He was becoming more receptive really, really well. Like he's able to do 2 to 3 tasks, if we ask him to do it. And then he's able to, do what we ask him to do, like when he's doing something that is preferred instead of. So we noticed that he was doing really well with ABA, and then he started to express using language. So in ABA, they use a lot of visuals to help the child with routines, structure and everything like that, right? Task analysis and all those stuff. But then Samuel, I felt like he noticed that, if he uses his voice, right, to communicate with us, it gets done faster. So he's starting to communicate with us using his voice. And then at first it was using one word, and then we added 2 words, and then we added 3, and then we continued to add, and now we have just phrases of words. So mind you, he was around 4 at this time. Now he's 8. So you think about it, it took about 4 years for him to really build up language where he can, starting to communicate with us. He still has a hard time functionally communicate with us, have conversations, but then he's doing a lot better with telling us what he needs and want, or if he has to go do something, things like that. One thing for sure is that, we did try OT, and we didn't even get past through the OT evaluation where they would tell us what's going on. They just told us that they can't work with him. So at 4 years old, they were like, no, they can't work with him because he's just too much. His behavior is just too severe for them. So they're like, no. For us to look for something else to do, maybe ABA. So we're like, okay, we'll just stick with ABA because he's in it now. So we decided to stick with ABA, and I would say one day I will have to do a video about the success story of ABA for my son Samuel. But, like I mentioned before, ABA has done wonders, and, I would say that it was one of the best decisions that we have done for our son. And right now he's with a new speech vendor that he's been working on for almost a year, and we love this new speech vendor because they focus more on what he has been doing, and that, they continue to help him grow from there, not starting from the basic, basically. So he's doing really well right now with his new speech vendor, and we've seen the growth in it. But besides that, Samuel, he's just like every other kid who just wants to have fun. And I I really appreciate that, the fact that my husband and I, we try to include him in everything that we do, with our other kids. We make sure that he's never left out, and that, that he's always part of everything. So one thing that we love to do with our kids is that, every year we like to get season pass to go to Six Flags, and we love it because now that Sam is tall enough, he can go on bigger roller coaster rides, and the thrill, right, the sensation, the deep pressure sensation just gives him the excitement, and continue to want to have fun. And our kids, they love to go Six Flags, so that's one thing we love to do, and we hope to get to share that with you guys in the future. But yeah, so these are just a fun quick insight and experience of what we've been through with autism in the beginning and what we're going through now. Like I mentioned before, therapy is not for everyone, and honestly, if you feel like your child has not been diagnosed, or or anything like that yet, please talk to a specialist, or to your medical caregiver to see if what exactly is needed to help your child to thrive. Because for a long time we were very scared. You can say, we're still scared. I think that's for all, special needs parents, that we're really scared of the unknown. But one thing for sure is that we just never give up on our child. So we hope that you guys continue to support our channel, and watch our channel by subscribing and liking our videos, and come back and see our fun, exciting adventures with our son Samuel. And we hope that you guys enjoy our content, and we hope to see you guys again really short. Bye.